Hey everyone, this is Kyle Scholler, COO and CFO of Fundamenta. I'm here to go over our website, the usage of it, and maybe get a little to the finances. Since being the CFO and COO, I tend to follow finances as the founder and my partner, Matthew Bishop. We are both teachers, and I end up being the math teacher. So let's get into Fundamenta and why we use it. Fundamenta is a life skills based program where you can use multiple, and I mean multiple applications to help you get those lessons in life that maybe we didn't get when we were growing up. School didn't give it to us, or we just don't have that life experience yet and have learned how to struggle. And getting the help is what we need. I'm telling you, navigating buying a home for your first time, navigating taxes to do by your first time, navigating how to set up an LLC, how to fill out a resume, what do you say in an interview, what do you say on your resume. All those I had to learn on my own. And a lot of younger youth don't have either the intuition or the drive or even know where to find this help. And reaching out to those students and younger adults is key for a successful future, not just for them but for us, because remember, if everybody succeeds, we all succeed in that aspect. But let's get into the finance. So you see, this is our screen page right here, Fundamenta Home Dashboard, Upgrade My Classes. Teachers, you are welcome. We have lesson plan building for you. Again, being a teacher, we have lesson plans from every county to every school that's based on the principal. I mean, they're all different. And we can help you with that. And also I can help you with that too. And then we have standards that we keep, a tutorial if you wish to, but we're going to get into it. So we're going to get right into our financial areas that will help you build on those. And we might go into a little bit of, I would say, wellness, because I'm a firm believer that a healthy body is a healthy mind, and being able to work those long hours, put in those abilities to multitask, and put in abilities to strive and have the tenacity and determination. If you're not physically healthy, it becomes harder to do. But financial planning, we'll go ahead and click on that. Financial literacy tool. Again, in here you have budget calculator, mortgage calculator, credit building guide, investment calculator, tax education, considering taxes are right around the corner, April 15th, April 14th. Getting your reports, knowing that you have to get, where do I get my tax documentations, whether you have student loans, whether you have investments, you sell and trade stocks, sell and trade crypto. You have more than one house, we use one as an investment, or maybe two as an investment. All those aspects, or even if you drive your car for your business, writing that off, knowing that it's 50, I think it's 55 cents per mile usage. Those are all things that we need to know when we're doing financial planning, financial tools, and what do I need. But we're going to go to budget calculator. So I'm going to launch that tool real quick. So budget calculator is a tool that helps you break down, how much should I be spending on my, let's say, my rent or mortgage. Now, this is set up for 30%. Most mortgages say they won't mortgage you or won't lend you money until you're about 40% or less. So 30% is good income, and then it has, emergency funds, debt status, saving plans. Those are your financial readiness. But as you break into it, I can budget. What's my debit? What's my emergency? What's my saving? What do I have goal? Because the old acronym that or I should say acronym. But the old idiom I used to grow up on was always save for a rainy day. Always have 2, 3, 4, 5 months set aside that you can cover all your bills, just in case, God forbid, something happens. You're unemployed, you're fired, you're let go, you have an accident where you can't work. Maybe you still have your job, but you're on LOA, and you didn't have any accidental insurance coverage. What can I do to keep the budget going? So we're going to go into the budget tool. I'm going to assume your monthly income. You figure you make $20 an hour. 20 times 4 is 800. 800 times 4 is 32 after taxes. Say you're bringing home $27.50, right? And that's that's a lot of incomes. And $20 an hour is unfortunately, I hate to say it, but good, not great, but good income nowadays. So the housing, I always say it's around 30%. We budgeted at 10% recommended, but in reality, you gotta look at your budget being right around 30%. of your income. So 30% of 27, that's a good chunk of money right there. But again, you're looking at about $850. That was close. 31%. Where are you gonna find rent like that? When that comes down to your housing and that's how much it's costing, we got a problem. Maybe I hate to say it, longest time I worked two jobs, but using this calculator or finding roommates, all plausible outcomes. I had roommates when I first started culinary school after the Navy. Uh, trying to save money, trying to save up, investing, looking forward to the future. So 850, but let's say you can really budget. You can probably pick up rent for I want to say about $1,200. That's pretty reasonable. Where I live, I mean, you could do that. It's 44%, so you're a little over what you should be spending, but that's what it is. Say you budget down and you do $400. You really budget yourself. And you do $400 a month in food. Again, you can budget that. Transportation. Say you get a used car, but I did this on a lesson. Even a used car, 24,000 after 6 years, 8.5% interest. You have your taxes in your monthly payment. Unfortunately, you're looking at $525, and then you have, let's say, $125 in taxes. You're looking at that $700. I mean, we're already in trouble here. If we just do a calculation, that's $1,600. That's 20. You're already at your budget. You're already at your budget. At this point, savings out the door. Personal out the door. You're gonna have to make some decisions. Say your rent. So say the water's included in your rent. For some places, if not, you got water and electrical. That's about $50, $150. About what you're gonna pay. Entertainment, zero. You're gonna have to go to zero on that aspect. Now again, you can type in zero, or you can use the up and down arrows, your choice. Cell phone, let's say you really budget out, it's just you. You could probably get away with, there are plans out there. They're not the best, but you can probably do $50 a month. And let's see where we're at. You're really budgeting after everything, $250. And I know you got to take care of yourself. It's one of those things. If you're a female, obviously you have different needs than a male has. I know when I was taking care of myself, my needs were, I just worked and slept. I worked two jobs when I was in culinary school, on top of school. So I just worked and slept. I really didn't have personal time. But say you wanted once a month, you wanted to treat yourself, let's say $100 there. Healthcare, medical insurance, I'm going to hope that's in your job. I'm going to hope that's in your job. Or at least they offer that in your job. But we'll get into this real quick. Again, I'm trying to make this as friendly as possible. I could go right to the numbers, but I want you to get some life experience from us and things that I've seen that I've had to change on top of that. So I'm trying to make this as I don't want to say too personal, but a more realistic experience. I'm going to add savings in here. I deleted it. I didn't think I would have enough, but we'll add savings as a category. I think that's a good category. I think that'd be good. Let's say it's 10% of your income. I think that would be a good aspect. Yeah, I think that. Is there another one I could add? No, I think I'll stick with the savings. Let's go down here to savings, and let's just say we can budget in 150. I would say even less than that. Let's just say 100, because as you're thinking about your car, you got to think about gas, and that's another $100 you got to think about when you have a car. So let's just go ahead and let's put that in there. So that's transportation. So going to be $100. So let's just say $700. That's pretty much where you're at. You're at $49. And we'll just say that's flex money. I'm not even going to touch it. We'll just say that's flex money, just because you never know, if something comes up. You're going to need that extra $50, additional gas. oil change more than $50, but at least you have a little additional income going. But this is the app, the tool that we use, and I know you can find these tools online. But Fundamenta, man, we bring it together, like not just budgeting tool, but we also have investment savings. We have you can see right here, budget calculator, mortgage calculator. Like, we bring all these tools together, so you don't have to have an app for this, an app for that, an app for this, an app for that. I gotta go to this website. Let me see what see what my car payment is, how much it's gonna be, and then I'm gonna go to this side, and this is gonna be my budget calculator. I'm gonna go, here's my mortgage. No, we got all in one, and we have scenario-based learning with that too. So if you're still struggling how that works, we have pathways you can take to help you learn as you go. With Fundamenta, again, a phenomenal asset. But this is one of the tools we use, budget calculator. It says smart organizations try to save at least 10%, or $275 a month. Housing is 144. Try to knock that down. But I understand the housing market, it is going down. It is going down. I know where I live in Fort Myers area, it said it was going to get up to almost a 22% drop in rentals. In housing, so that's a great thing. Transportation, 25%, unfortunately, until the car market drops and interest rates go down. I mean, if you're buying a new car, unless you were getting smart and realize the car is not an asset and you buy used, that's not a consideration. Again, I did everything based on, you can find an apartment for $1,200. A lot of times it's a duplex. It's in a fair area. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It's an area that is budget friendly. Again, a car was brand new. You could probably get a used car for $10 or $15,000 or less. But again, that's up to you. What are you willing to sacrifice to budget yourself, to make money and start saving? So again, it's something you have to look into. At least gas has gone down where I live. I'm looking at like $2.50 a gallon. I mean, for me, that's tremendous. I haven't seen that in like 10 years. So it's all great, but not to ramble on. Fundamenta, again, offers so many tools. This one's budgeting. Again, what do? We started off with $20 an hour. We roughly estimated $27.50, so what you can make after taxes, $1,200 of rent, $400 in food, $700 transportation. Again, that's including gas, guys. That's including auto insurance, auto payment, and gas. Healthcare, I'm assuming you're getting with your provider. If not, that's another thing we have to worry about. Everybody's got to spend, like I said. Personal care can be different for everybody, for men and for girls, or men and women, sorry, or boys and girls. It can be very different. And it's also a good tool for younger adults to start realizing, oh, maybe I should wait for my personal and put off that. So when I get older, utilities, I'm assuming $150. I'm assuming about $100 for electric, $50 for water. That can vary depending on what you use. No entertainment. It's not including subscription fees. The other kids, guys, it's not subscriptions like Amazon, $60 a month now, a year. Walmart, we don't have those subscriptions. Cell phone, $50. You're looking at like T-Mobile, something very inexpensive. Maybe even a pay-by plan. You can get a Walmart or Target. Think about that. Think about those aspects. And then savings about $100. At least I'll give you $1,200 a year, so you can get to that 1,000 mark. At least you want like 1,000 or 1,200 at least in your savings account to help you with emergencies. If you don't know emergencies cost more than that, at least you have a foundation to help you out. I hope you found this video helpful and entertainment. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Reach out for any questions. Reach out if you want me to do a video on a different financial planning hub. I plan on doing debit, emergency savings, but let me know if you want to go into investment, mortgage. Again, let me know. This is all from personal experience, and also teaching in school finances as well to young adults. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Later.